The moon is crashing into Earth. Will we drown first or be scared to death? Today, we're not talking about poetry and distant lands. We're talking about that old friend in the distance, the moon. What would happen if it suddenly decided to pay us a house call? The question is direct. If the moon were to leave its orbit and fall straight toward Earth, would we be scared to death first, or would we drown first? This is the perfect doomsday exam question. It tightly binds a cosmic-level grand narrative with every individual's survival instinct and our pitifully small reserves of courage. Forget a simple linear countdown. That's too boring. We will experience this apocalypse in a more thrilling way, by following 4 irreversible physical thresholds step by step to the end. Each time we cross a threshold, our probability of survival will decrease exponentially. Alright, let's assume some mischievous cosmic toddler deleted the moon's velocity file, and its only mission now is to fall. Let's open the Doomsday dashboard and begin this ultimate simulation. Doomsday dashboard V1.0. Lunar distance 384,400 kilometers. Safe. Earth's tidal force 1x standard. Earth's rotation 24 hours per day stable. Lunar integrity 100% perfect. Estimated time to impact 5 days. When the moon has completed the first fifth of its journey, the first threshold is crossed. For the first time, life on Earth gets a taste of being bullied by its own planet's water. Doomsday dashboard V2.0. Lunar distance 300,000 km. Earth's tidal force 2.1x. Dangerous. Estimated time to impact 3.8 days. You might ask, a 2.1x tidal force doesn't sound that exaggerated, does it? Not so fast. Let's do the math. The basic formula for tidal force tells us it is directly proportional to the mass, m, of the gravitational body, and inversely proportional to the cube of the distance, d. So, if tidal is proportional to d3m, original distance, d1 equals 384,400 km. Current distance, d2 equals 300,000 kilometers. The tidal force multiplier is d2d1, 3 sad face 300, 0, 0, 0, 384, 400. 3 is almost equal to 1.28. 3 is almost equal to 2.1. This means a normal 2-meter high ocean wave would theoretically become 4.2 meters high. But the physical world is far wilder than a formula. The ocean has inertia. It's like sloshing a basin of water. The water gets higher with each slosh. A 2.1x force is enough to unleash rogue waves dozens of meters high across the global ocean, which would devour coastlines without warning. All coastal cities, from New York to Shanghai, from Tokyo to Rio, are experiencing a perpetual super tsunami. People in inland areas are watching on their trembling phone screens as humanity's most prosperous metropolises are repeatedly lashed by the very oceans they once depended on. On the first day of the disaster, all the world's insurance companies collectively declare bankruptcy and unplug their servers. However, extreme surfers in Hawaii and Australia are having the most glorious moment of their careers. They ride 100-meter-high waves next to the submerged Sydney Opera House, their live streams flooded with comments like, "Fear nature legend." As the moon crosses the halfway point, a second, more bizarre threshold is triggered. This time, the problem isn't the seawater, but time itself. Doomsday dashboard V3.0. Lunar distance 150,000 km. Earth's tidal force 16.8x. Extremely dangerous. Earth's rotation 32 hours per day. System error. Estimated time to impact 1.7 days. The Earth is being slammed on the brakes. The Earth-Moon system abides by the conservation of angular momentum. But now, between the Earth and Moon, there is a massive tidal bulge. Trillions of tons of seawater pulled up by gravity. Because of Earth's rotation, this bulge stays slightly ahead of the Moon. The Moon's gravity, acting through this water break, applies a powerful reverse torque to Earth's rotation. Earth's rotational kinetic energy is about air is equal to 2.138 times 1,029 joules. At this distance, the energy stolen from Earth by tidal friction each day can be roughly estimated to be on the order of 1023 joules. What does this amount of energy mean? It's equivalent to 500,000 dinosaur-killing asteroids using their entire energy to slow down the Earth every single day. The result is that a day is no longer 24 hours. It's stretched to over 30 hours, and this number is still rapidly increasing. The very definition of time collapses. All systems based on satellites and precise timekeeping, GPS, financial trading, power grids, fail completely. Human society regresses to the era of telling time by the sun. But the problem is, now even the sun isn't on time. Even more terrifying, the stress of the decelerating rotation causes the Earth's crust to crack like a twisted biscuit. Global earthquakes of magnitude 8 or higher and supervolcanic eruptions become daily news. The moon in the sky, now larger than the sun, awakens humanity's most primal fears and imagination. A cult called the Gospel of the Giant Egg becomes the world's largest organization. They firmly believe the moon is the egg of the cosmic creator chicken and is about to hatch. To welcome the birth of the divine chick, they build a giant cosmic incubator lamp on Mount Everest using all the world's high-power searchlights, hoping to keep the egg warm. The Roche limit, Heaven's Ring, Hell's Gate. In the final 6 hours of the countdown, we arrive at the beginning of the end. The moon crosses one of the most brutal lines in the universe, the Roche limit. Doomsday Dashboard V4.0. Lunar distance, 18,000 kilometers. Earth's tidal force, 9,726x. Off the charts. Lunar integrity. Disintegration initiated. Estimated time to impact, 6 hours. The death sentence of the Roche limit. When a smaller celestial body, the moon, gets too close to a larger one, Earth, the gravitational pull on the near side of the small body becomes significantly stronger than the pull on its far side. When this gravitational difference exceeds the small body's own self-gravity, it gets torn apart. A simplified Roche limit formula for a rigid body is D is almost equal to Rp, 2 rho m rho p, 1/3. D is almost equal to Rp, 2 rho m rho p, 1 of 3. Where R is Earth's radius, 6371 km, and rho represents the densities of Earth and the moon. Plugging in the numbers, we get a theoretical value of about 9,500 kilometers. For a non-rigid body like the moon, the actual disintegration distance is larger, around 18,000 kilometers. Once the moon enters this zone, its fate is sealed. The most magnificent and terrifying spectacle since creation unfolds in the sky. The giant moon begins to show cracks, then slowly disintegrates like a clod of dirt dropped in water. Countless mountains and giant boulders are stripped away, accelerating, burning, and melting under Earth's gravity, forming a Saturn-like ring of magma and fire around the planet. And then the super tsunami, kilometers high and circling the globe, which has been building energy for 5 full days, finally arrives. It hasn't come to submerge the continents. It has come to cleanse the Earth's crust. In the final silence, the global internet has its moment of zen. The last trending topic on Twitter is a picture of a ginger cat with the caption, "Well folks, it's been a good run." Global data traffic drops to 0, with only one server still running. It's live streaming lo-fi hip-hop radio on YouTube. In the animation, the girl closes her book and quietly watches the Saturn ring of fire and death outside her window. The final few minutes. After all life on Earth has been erased by that colossal wave, the true purification begins. Doomsday Dashboard V5.0. Lunar distance, 0 kilometers. Lunar integrity, 0%. Impact energy, 4.6 times 10 to the power of 30 joules. Estimated time to impact, 0. This is the moment physics loses its patience. The ultimate kinetic energy release. We learned the kinetic energy formula in middle school. E equals 21 mv2, E equals 21 mv2. Mass of the moon, m is almost equal to 7.34 times 1022 kg. Its impact velocity will be at least Earth's escape velocity. V is almost equal to 11.2 km/s, 11,200 meters per second. E equals 0.5 times 7.34 by 1022 times 11,200. 2 is almost equal to 4.6 times 1030 joules. What does this mean? The energy of the Hiroshima atomic bomb was 6.3 by 1013 joules. This means the impact is equivalent to 73 trillion Hiroshima bombs detonating at the same spot at the same instant. This is not an event of impacting the Earth. This is an event that turns the Earth itself into an explosion. Final scene. The crust, the mantle, the core. Earth's structure loses all meaning. The entire planet reverts to a ball of magma within seconds, with a surface temperature hotter than the sun. In the final picosecond, 10 to 12 seconds, before Earth is completely reformatted, an email is successfully sent from an automated data center. Dear user, your 30-day free trial of cloud storage is about to expire. Please renew your subscription to avoid service interruption. Alright, back to the original question. Will we drown first, or be scared to death? The standard answer is, the vast majority of people will die in the global super tsunami triggered by the third threshold. In other words, they will drown. But you and I both know this answer is unworthy of our magnificent doomsday simulation, because it ignores the most brilliant variable in human nature. We never go down without a fight. The true answer to this thought experiment is this. The moment we cross the first threshold, humanity will make its only choice, to fight back. We will mobilize all our wisdom to defy that cold formula. F equals jar, 2m, 1m2. We will turn all the intercontinental ballistic missiles aimed at each other toward the moon, not to destroy it, but to use the energy of nuclear detonations to nudge it again and again, trying to inject even 0.01% of a lateral velocity, to turn its collision course into a near-miss trajectory. This will be the final exam for human civilization. Our enemy will no longer be each other, but an approaching, merciless mathematical result. We might fail. We might exhaust every weapon we have and still be unable to budge that colossal mass. But the question of drown first or be scared to death loses all meaning from the moment we decide to fight back. Because when faced with cosmic-level despair, the way humanity truly chooses to die will always be the third option: to calculate every formula, to push every button, and then to fight to the death.